Mowing, edging, and string trimming are the most time-consuming and costly services that we provide for our customers. Doing them right the first time and every time will help us achieve our goal of excellent customer satisfaction. When we don't do them right, it not only costs a lot of money to fix, but we tend to lose jobs, which means less money for salaries and needed equipment, and smaller staffing needs for the future. The most important thing we need to do is get a good start on each and every job. A good start should start the day before, when all the equipment should have been serviced, fueled up, and loaded on the trucks, ready to start mowing when you first arrive to the site. Oil and oil filters should be changed after 80 hours of service. Tire pressure should be checked daily, as well as cleaning air filters, greasing any fittings that require it, and making sure that blades are sharp and balanced. Getting a good start with clean, well-maintained equipment can make the whole day go easier for everybody. When you arrive on site, your equipment should already be filled from the service done the day before. If you find that you need to add fuel to your machine, make sure you are fueling up on a roadway or sidewalk. Never fill on the trailer or on turf areas. Empty your 5-gallon cans into your mowers and your 2-gallon cans into your 2-cycle machines. All our 5-gallon cans should be straight gas, and all of our 2-gallon cans should be mixed gas. If we stick to this procedure, we won't be burning up equipment by pouring the wrong mixture into a machine and then trying to get it to work properly. Always use a funnel. Any spilled gas will eventually evaporate from a solid surface, but will kill the grass and possibly contaminate the soil should you spill or leak while pouring on grass or in beds. Never fuel a piece of equipment that is running. Always wait a few minutes after you add fuel before you start your machine to make sure that any spilled fuel has evaporated and there are no fumes that could ignite. The pattern you set up for servicing a property is extremely important. The sign of a well-run crew is an efficient pattern that gets everything accomplished from start to finish without any wasted time going back and forth to check for missed service areas, and with the least amount of disruption to the customer's property and their tenants. You should always start with edging the hard surfaces and bed lines. That way any runners that are left lying on the curbs can be cut up and mulched by the mowing operation. Keep edges at a 90-degree angle. Avoid the beveled look on our curbs or our bed lines. When edging beds, you should edge to the established bed line. Generally, we don't want to edge any farther than 6 inches from the shrubs. We want to keep tree rings to the minimum size necessary to protect the tree. A good size would be no more than 1 foot from the tree. Make sure you use the right size equipment for the area that you are working in. Use the largest machine first, as they are the most efficient. If you can't get a good cut in a small area, then skip it with the larger machine and bring in a smaller mower that will do a better job. There is nothing that looks worse than scalping the grass by using a riding mower because we were too lazy to get the push mower out and do the job right. After you have mowed in an area with the largest machine possible, then you can come in with a string trimmer and finish up the turf areas. Everything should be edged, mowed, and trimmed before you start blowing off an area and doing your cleanup. It does no good to start blowing before you finish string trimming. If you do, then you may have to go back and blow things off again. When doing cleanup, pay particular attention to doorways and entrances of our customers' property. Clean these areas up immediately so that the customers aren't having to walk through our mess. Always blow debris away from doorways and beds so that the clippings don't ruin an interior atrium or our clean mulch. The clippings may need to be picked up or spread out if they are too bunched up. It is not our policy to catch grass clippings, as we would prefer to see them return the nutrients they contain to the soil to further nourish the turf. Another thing you need to be aware of when mowing a property is inclement weather. If you feel there's a chance of rain or see it clouding up, you may need to slow the mowers down a bit so that the cleanup can catch up with the others before the rain gets everything wet. There's nothing worse than having to blow off freshly cut grass that is piled up on a wet sidewalk. Also, always be courteous to pedestrians and be careful of cars and windows that could be damaged should you run over something hidden in the turf. Make sure you have the chutes down or a baffle installed. All guards and safety devices should be functioning or you should not operate that piece of equipment. If you damage anything like a sprinkler, flag it or let somebody know so that it can be fixed. It's a lot cheaper to replace a sprinkler head than have to explain to a customer why our operator didn't tell us of damage and then we have to replace dead sod. If you see something that doesn't look quite right in an area, such as a dry spot, insect activity, or some other kind of damage, let someone know so we can make sure our properties look the best they can possibly look every week. At the end of the day, make sure you leave enough time to properly prepare for the next day. On your way into the shop, if you need to, stop and fuel up all your equipment and cans. Always fuel up your cans on the concrete next to the trailer or truck. Never fill them while sitting on vehicles. When you arrive back at the shop, work as a team to get everything done as quickly and efficiently as possible. Clean what needs to be cleaned, replace blades as necessary with sharpened blades, Change oil, clean or replace filters, and whatever else is necessary to keep your equipment in top working order. Something as simple as uneven tire pressure can cause the next day's mowing to look terrible. Take care of all these things in the afternoon so that you can get a quick and easy start the next morning. Green grass, sharp edges, and a good clean mowing operation can make us stand out as much as any other service that we provide. By being efficient and paying attention to the quality of the service, we can continue to exceed our customers' expectations.